Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole's Needlework. Today is February 22nd, 2020, and it is right around 4 p.m. This is a podcast about stitching and no knitting. I do have a little bit of knitting, but not really enough to share. Let's see, I got back from DC, and before I went to DC, or when I was in DC, I had a cold, and when I came back, I thought it was getting better, but then I either still had it or got another one, or it's a cold plus allergies, because here in South Carolina, everything is blooming right now. So I don't know. So I'm sorry if I'm nasally. I'm gonna try not to be like sniffing and being too gross, because I have been really gross lately. Actually stayed home from work one day just because no one wanted to be around me. But anyway, I do have quite a bit to share. I'm trying to think. So Matthew and I drove up to DC last Friday and stayed till we drove back Monday. So we had a lot of fun. It was really cold, so we didn't do too much, and I ended up not going to Dine to Stitch. I was like right at the crossroads to get off the interstate I-95, and it would have added 2 extra hours to my trip, plus, you know, at least an hour there. And I was making really good time, and I just decided to get there, and I figure I can always go there another time. A little bit kind of regret it just a tiny bit, but like I said, I'll make time to go another time. Okay, so after I did my last video, I ended up getting Dorothy Walpole out by the Scarlet Letter. So I worked on some of these letters. I worked on this, I think this is a herringbone stitch, and that stitch, let me see, yes, herringbone stitch. So that stitch basically took me all day. Like, it was crazy. This is, sorry, this is it right here. And it's not that it was a hard stitch, it just was very time consuming. But it's really pretty. I'm glad it's done. And then I started doing these letters over one, and I was using black soie d'Alger, which is kind of, soie d'Alger is a little thicker than, like, say, one strand of DMC or one strand of MPI. So here I did okay, but here I was really struggling. So I ended up getting some black MPI and doing letters in that, and it was so much better. And then I started doing some eyelet stitches here. It was in the alphabet, and realized those were supposed to be satin stitches. So I ripped them all out. I did contemplate leaving them, but knowing myself, it probably would have bothered me. So ripped them all out, and I'm gonna replace them with some satin stitches. So I will get back to that, and I definitely want to get this finished this year. Not doing like stitch 10 and 20, but this is definitely one I want to finish in 2020. I think it's my oldest whip. I think I started it in 2012, so it's definitely time. So then after that, I did the little Tiny Decisions app and put all my samplers in there, and it picked for me Birds of a Feather by Blackbird Designs. And I want to apologize. I said Maria Selby Humphrey was out of print. It is not out of print. You can still find it on 123 Stitch and other shops. So I put that in my description bar that it's not out of print, because I had 2 people comment to let me know. So sorry about that. But this one is out of print. And this is Birds of a Feather by Blackbird Designs. And it's just a sampler adaptation they did. So that's the original, and this is their version. So, and this is what I have done. I'm actually almost finished. I just have to fill in these 3 flowers and do some more letters and some flowers in the border on top. So I did work on this quite a bit during the week before I went to DC. And this is on 40 count legacy linen by Picture This Plus. And I'm using all the called for needlepoint ink silks. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the only design Blackbird has done with needlepoint ink silks, but they're so pretty. Very, very, very pretty. All right, so, January, let me go February. So I did work on that probably for almost a whole week. I worked on Birds of a Feather. And then when I went to DC, I of course had to stop at In Stitches. So I stopped at In Stitches, kind of instead of Dying to Stitch, I stopped there because it was on the way, because my husband's in Arlington and In Stitches is in Alexandria, Virginia. So basically, I just got some threads at In Stitches, threads I was wanting for a chart I had ordered. So actually for 2 charts I had ordered. So I had ordered Mary Ann Frayne from Sassy Jack's Sassafras Samplers, and I actually stole the linen and some silks from Mary Clayton by Hands Across the Sea. But I did get a few extra silks I was needing. So then I stole that Creme Brulee that I was going to use for Mary Clayton. I don't know if I'm going to, if this is definite, but that's what I'm thinking. Such a pretty sampler. So this arrived when I got home. And then this arrived when I got home. So this is the Polka Dot Cow sampler, or Anne Harding 1811 by GGR. It's so pretty. I probably won't do the little tassels here. I'm not really a huge fan of the tassels. I love that. Look at that polka dot cow. So cute. So I got some threads I was needing. I just got all the cotton threads, and then I had some at home. And when I got home, I placed a couple orders for some linen. So Brenda and Laura talked about Victoria Motto's linen, and I ended up ordering some. And Nancy is so nice to deal with. I emailed her and also signed up for the monthly club. So I asked Nancy about if she still had any linen for this month, and she said yes. She was dyeing it up because she said because it was on the FlossTube channel, and I guess I was not the only one that wanted some. And so she dyed it like that day or the next day and had it sent out, and I got it in like 2 days. So amazing customer service, amazing linen. It's beautiful. Such a pretty neutral. So I got that. And then I also got some more, because I love it so much, Creme Brulee. 40 count. So they're actually kind of similar. This one is a little more tan, but so pretty. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what next month's is going to be like. So it'll be fun to kind of build up my linen stash a little. But very, very pretty. And like I said, Nancy was so nice and very, very easy to deal with. So these are the threads. So I could use this one or this one. So love those. And I just can't wait to start this, but I am gonna wait because I have so much on the go right now. So the Creme Brulee I ordered from Victoria and Rose Needle Arts, and I had never ordered from her before. And what caught my eye on Facebook is she had this chart on her website. So I went ahead and ordered it, and then I realized when I was coming home from DC that my LNS Fire Poppies had it in stock. And so I decided to get it from them too. I mean, I always want to support my local shop. So I have another one. And I got a few threads I was needing from there. And I already had the linen, 36 count Heartland. And I went ahead and started it. And it is so, I love it so much. It's so pretty. So what I'm gonna do, since I have two, I'm gonna do a giveaway. And I love that this came out before market. It's almost like a little like chocolate before your meal, you know. It's just a little dessert before. It was just so nice to have a little something new, you know, because I'm so excited about everything that's coming out at market that this was just so much fun to start. So I'm gonna give this away, and I'm gonna give away a fat eighth of the Heartland Picture This Plus to go with it. So I was trying to think of a question, and just mention market, and that's the word I will search for if you want to enter this. So what you're looking forward to at market, what yeah, maybe like what chart are you looking forward to the most at market. So then when I do my comment search, I will search for market, and you will be entered to win the chart and the linen. And I know many people have, you know, maybe already ordered the chart, and if so, you could just pay it forward, you know, give it to someone who maybe doesn't have it. But at least you'll have the linen for it. So that will be my giveaway for this time. So I'm trying to think. Oh, also when I was at Fire Poppies, I don't know. She got in quite a bit of R&R in her shop, and so I got some 40 count Ligonier Latte, which is such a pretty neutral. This taupey. I love this. It's really, really pretty. Actually, it's not too far off, and this is light mocha or mushroom. So not too far off from that. Just a little bit lighter. So I realized I did work on a couple extra things, other things. I worked on just a little bit on Gtr's Rose Wreath sampler. And so I worked on this little bird here, And I started on the ribbon, so not too much, but I was just kind of seeing how that ribbon would look. The thread that's called for is this one. It's honeydew, and it's really kind of a really light green. And I wasn't sure how it was gonna show up. I mean, it's really pretty, but it's really, really light. So I tried Lexington green. And that's how much I got done. Not a lot, because the contrast is Mountain Mist. So let's see. And that's also really pretty too. So I don't know. That would be something I kind of play around with. I need to go see Reese's video again. I've probably watched that section where she shows that sampler like 10 times. So I need to go look at it and see how hers looks. But this is 46 count vintage light exemplar. And I kept debating, do I want to continue with the 46 count? And I think I am going to continue. It really is pretty. I love this. So worked on that just a tiny bit, and I made a decision for my His Eyes on the Sparrow. I knew most people were gonna say red because I had so much done on it. Some people did tell me Legacy because they thought the colors popped, and I agree. I really like how the colors look on this linen. So, and the 40 count, I'm just loving it. So I worked on that a little bit last night, and I'm really happy with my decision. So, oh, I forgot. I am all over the place today. I was thinking about redoing this whole video because it's so scattered, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. So, I did get the 8th chart at In Stitches along with the threads for my Anniversaries of the Heart. So this is the one that was actually for a sister that passed away. So it says Dear Sister. So I'm just going to put my sister's name in here and the year she was born. So I think that'll be really sweet. And then when I was at Fire Poppies, I got the 9th chart, and I wish you could see what a disaster it is right now. And that's this one, September. So I'll probably do that for Jake because his birthday's in September. I think he'll like the purple moth or butterfly. I think it's a moth. So that'll be future projects. So sorry again, this video is so unorganized. Oh, so someone asked if I could show them how I put DMC on a thread drop. So if you don't care about that, you can fast forward through this. So I get my thread drop. I got my DMC. Thread drop, DMC. This is number 3768. So I'm just going to write that on there. 3768. Take the wrappers off. Oh, watch, this will be a huge tangled mess. Try and find the center. I just kind of hold it, unwind it. I still have the end here. I'm holding the end. Almost to the end. I didn't tangle it. It's a miracle. Hold the ends. Like that. And then I still have the ends. I'm just going through. Going through. And this, I do this with Weeks Dye Works. Many other threads. I do the same exact thing. Take it off. So I got the ends and I have the end of the loop there. I'm going to put those in that hand. I'm going to so then I have that end. I'm just going to keep doing that. So if you like the double loop method, you could stop here and just cut those ends, and it would be like extra long, but that would be perfect size for double loop. If you, that's for using 2 strands. If you just use 1 strand, that's the perfect. It's like 18 inches for 1 strand. So then I take my thread drop, make a loop there, put the ends in, cut those ends, and then just pull 1 strand off. That's for 1 strand usage. Now if you're gonna do loop method, you'd want it a little longer, and then your thing would just be a lot longer, but you'd have it perfect size for loop method. Just pull 1 strand off. I hope that makes sense. And then someone else asked what I do with my thread, like my short tails. I just loop them next to it. I just kind of push that over and put them right there, and then just pull them off with my needle when I need it. So I think that's it. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. I'm always happy to answer any questions. And don't forget to enter the giveaway. Say what you are looking forward to at market, and you will be entered to win All Joys for Thine by Blackbird Designs and a fat 1/8 of 36 count Heartland by Picture This Plus. Alright, so my husband will be home next week, and it'll probably be maybe a couple weeks or a month until I do another video. Alright, so I will talk to you guys later. Bye.